Hey guys, welcome back to East Meets West. This is Flamehawk.
And I am the Gentleman Snark, as always.
Now, we had some interesting news dropped out that I think everyone has covered by now, but we're going to try to give you our own take on it.
Yeah, well, recently the Pokemon has released the first evolution stages of the Pokemon starters, and I gotta say, very interesting design choices here. We already know the elephant in the room, which one is possibly the worst one, and that's the all those fans for Popplio. I'm especially expecting to kind of dwindle now because what is up with that thing?
Oh, you mean Brionne?
Yeah, okay. First of all, if it wasn't apparent now that that thing might turn into a fairy type, it should be obvious now. Like the thing looks like a goddamn mermaid, like some type of mermaid, like ballerina. Like what?
Actually, that's where the One comes from. It's coming from a type of mermaid, so an interesting fact right there. But anyways, that is going to be fairy type in its final evolution. No confirmed yet, but if you see it, you gotta see it's going to go that route. And the ability is Torrent, which, meh.
Hopefully as when the game comes out, it might get the second ability and whatnot. But my main thing with Brionne is it looks very feminine. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying, usually in the history when it comes to Pokemon starters, they usually look a bit gender neutral in a sense. The only two exceptions I can say personally may have been either Chikorita and Fennekin. Yeah, those are the only two ones that seemed a bit of an exception to that rule. But other than that, because I mean, Popplio doesn't start off like that, and then it goes straight into looking very like a feminine type of Pokemon here. Again, I'm not knocking it, but I also don't really like it design-wise. I mean, in my opinion, kind of a step down from the first one, and already the first one was kind of a bit iffy to speak of already.
Now, the next one is our little favorite rocker who doesn't give a hoot. That is Dartrix, and he is pulling off the emo vibe right there.
Yeah, that dude looks very emo with the hairdo. I mean, I get what they're going for. They're kind of going for the big whole fancy look, the fancy don't give a fuck type of attitude, like, oh, I'm better than you with the haircut. But whenever I see it, I'm thinking of the emo look. Like, I know that's not what they're going for, but I just keep thinking of the emo look for some reason. I don't understand why.
Now, when they do the Pokemon to me, that is pretty funny to see Dartrix's reaction to, getting his head rubbed. He gets a little bit shocked and surprised at some times. Now, your favorite starter?
Torracat, I gotta say, best looking design out of all of them, hands down. We already know Torracat. Torracat, it's usually derived from the rains. The name is Torrid, which is supposed to be like very hot and dry, and also Tora, which is Japanese for tiger. Right off the bat, the whole speculations in the past about this being a fire and ground type seem to be that's on the right track so far. It's more believable based on the name typing at the moment.
2 out of the 3 of these aren't that great in our opinion. I mean, one is definitely below the other 2 in our book. I don't know about you guys, but for us, it just doesn't have that je ne sais quoi. Maybe in the final evolution of all 3, they can be on equal grounding, but I don't see that. However, there is one thing that seems to be interesting, and that is the Chinese leaks.
Yeah, it definitely seems that the evolutions that we have seen so far seem to be very, very close to the final evolutions that have been leaked through the Chinese leaks, with apparently Torracat's next evolution is supposed to be a wrestler if we go by the Chinese leaks. So far, the Chinese leaks have been giving us it's been hit or miss with them. They haven't really been getting everything correct, but so far they have not been disappointing so far. So it definitely seems that those Chinese leaks of the final evolution starters definitely do seem to be on track. Not saying for a fact that they are completely confirmed, but it definitely seems like it's possible now, because now that we've seen Brionne, and if you've seen the Chinese leaks of Popplio's final Evo, I can definitely, after seeing Brionne, I could definitely see that being a possibility now. I could definitely see that final Evo for Popplio definitely becoming a possibility now. So, not too sure on Torracat's turning into a wrestler. That I'm still iffy on. I don't mind the look. I personally am for it, but if it's another fire and fighting type, what's the point, really?
Now, I can see slightly if Rowlet and Dartrix turns into the archer, because Dart in Dartrix comes from dart, arrows. the Robin Hood kind of thing going on right there might just be possible, and that would definitely be interesting.
Yeah, I'm definitely expecting these evos to get better because, like I said, so far the best looking one design wise has definitely been Torracat. Dartrix definitely comes at a second, not a very close second, but definitely comes second. And last is Brionne, obviously. Now, I'm not really faulting it. We're just talking about design wise. Competitively, it's still anyone's guess on who can rise and shine in this case. Who knows? Brionne could be the best one competitively so far. I wouldn't bet money on it, but anything can happen in this game.
Now, we also have different features in this game, and we are going to go to the festival coins now, which can be used in a variety of shops, probably for personal appearance.
It definitely seems that with the look of this whole festival type of amusement park type of setting, it definitely feels as in a way they're trying to bring back the Nintendo Plaza that was very, very popular within the fourth generation games. For those of you who can probably remember, if it was especially popular within Pokemon Platinum and Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Once in a while, you go on the Wi-Fi, get to go to a Wi-Fi plaza, interact with many people across the world, playing games. So it definitely seems as if they're going back and taking from that little route from 4th gen and bringing it back within 6th gen. So I'm kind of interested to see how they manage to pull this off. But another very interesting new feature within the game is the Pokepalego, which is supposed to be basically a new place where your Pokemon can go out where they're in the PC boxes. They could find many items and also actually level up as well. So I find that very interesting that while they can also level up while they're looking for items and stuff like that, I'm wondering if there is actually a daycare within the game, within the actual main story game as well, because it definitely seems as if this Pokepalego place seems to like can already fulfill that type of leveling requirement. Now, obviously, there's going to have to be some sort of daycare for breeding purposes and, EV training and stuff like that. But based on the new features we've seen here, it definitely seems as if these features are definitely trying to give players, basically trying to help them and really kind of hold their hand with the whole EV training type of setting here. So that's a very good thing here. I just hope that this game doesn't hold your hand too much and also become very easy as well, because that was kind of the biggest issue, especially with the newer games like Oraz and X and Y, that the Pokemon franchise has been holding your hand a little bit too much. So
now, the thing that reminds me of these appearances of the Isle of Beans, the Isle of Fun, and Isle Evel is they look very similar to the settings in the Mystery Dungeon games where you can store your friends. It seems like a very, very advanced version of that. Just from looking at the settings, seeing the isles of different appearances, and however, there is one major thing that is being brought back in the game, and everyone was not expecting it. Mega evolutions.
yeah, who didn't see that coming?
I didn't. I thought it was going away, no?
Come on, they really just brought it back for last generation. Pokemon Mega Evolutions aren't going anywhere anytime soon.
I thought that was going away.
Yeah, right. So it's just a brief thing. Pokemon Evolutions, the Pokemon Mega Evolutions, they're making a comeback. But I mean, show of hands who didn't see this coming. Put your hand down.
Oh.
Anyways, so yeah, that's a little brief thing here. But since we're on the topic of Mega Evolutions, a very important thing that is definitely coming is Ash Greninja is finally making it to the Pokemon games.
About time.
Yeah, so in this Greninja has a new ability. I believe it's called Battle Bond, which I'm assuming it's gonna have the Pokemon really bond with it. Like the Greninja has to really bond with the trainer in order for it to transform. So basically, this might mean max happiness, I'm assuming, possibly. So, and then it also breaks into question, when exactly will Greninja turn into Ash Greninja? Is it something like a Mega Evolution prompt where all you gotta do is just hit the turn into Ash Greninja thing, like in the fight prompt? Or does it have to be something throughout battle, like either they have to be attacked, or while they're battling, the more they fight is the more they kind of bond, air quotes, with you in battle, and that's when they'll randomly change? Can you control the change? There's a lot of questions to this so far.
Or are they like Z moves?
Yeah, that's another thing as well, if they're like Z moves. I hopefully I hope they are not like Z moves, because so far Z moves, I don't think they're bad, but I haven't been that much of a fan. I'm going to be truthfully honest with you on the fact.
Now, that is all that was revealed, really, except for there was one more thing, and I think you would enjoy this. There is going to be a demo available October 18th on Nintendo eShop.
Yeah, it's going to be available on 3DS, obviously, for download. So there is no word yet on a price of the game, so no idea how much it's going to cost. Personally, if it's free, I'm definitely going to be getting that just to check it out. But if you get the game, they say that you can. If you get the demo, they do say that you'll be able to transfer Ash Greninja into the main story game once you buy it. So definitely is something worth looking into for possibly an easy access to Ash Greninja, because there's been a lot of outcry to be getting Ash Greninja ever since he became popular in the anime. Now, for all those of you who get Ash Greninja, I really hope you don't go up against a Charizard X, because we all know RIP. Shout out to the anime. Terrible ending.
Now, until next time, I am Flamehawk.
And I am the Gentleman Snark.
Stay classy.
See ya.